Hello, crossroads, witches and other interesting magical beings. I am so happy to be here. I just finished up our Thursday night 13 moon chat where we all get together every Thursday. We have different topics. For me personally, this was supposed to be on my schedule. I was supposed to be shooting a video about ethics. And instead I realized that this was the moment to speak about this topic, and which is chords. Because we started the conversation. Every Thursday we have a topic, and then we have like somebody in which will speak a little bit about it, give us some background, and after that we open it up to discussion. And tonight Nazira, who is absolutely talented and does the 5 Goddess chat once a month on Sundays, if you would like to join 13 Moons, no self-promotion here. But talking about chords, and that most people think of, cord cutting, how to get rid of, how to sever, and that they focus on negative chords. We all think, hell, every TikTok, there's like 500,000 cord cutting. You must get rid of these energetic chords. So first we're going to start with chords. What am I talking about? Chords are these energetic threads that we connect to any living entity, any energetic, not living, because you can also connect to the undead. Any energetic being, all right? Think of it like a web that is constantly being created and at the same time deconstructed, all right? And it's happening all the time. Both are happening. And they're happening with you, okay? And we can use different language. We can talk about, our chakras and the chords that are connected to them, all right? We can talk about our spirit and the fact that sometimes you can get a little ick on your feet and have a chord. And the fact that a lot of chords are mindful chords where we purposely connect to another being of energy. And there's also these chords that are, not purposeful, that you're not aware that you've connected. And a place that this can happen is in liminal spaces, and especially in your dreams, where you can, create a chord to another energetic being. And when a chord has been created, it's doing one of two things. Two things! All right, you are either feeding that chord or that chord is draining you. Okay. Yeah, I know. And the reality is most chords feed us. Most chords, all right, are golden chords. I know we often think about that, like I said, cord cutting, icky chords, negative chords. Blah. We have bad chords, and we've got to be careful with them. All right? But the reality is most are golden chords. Golden chords. They feed us. All right? We think about golden chords. We think about chords of family. We think about chords of friends. We think about golden chords with our fur babies. And we also think about the golden chords in the land, the dirt, those energetic places, those genie loci. All right? We develop chords with them. Those are golden chords. And they're very important that we feed them. And one of the things that we talked in chat tonight, where we were talking, that how is it that we as people will look into a room full of golden chords, all these beauty, all the blessings we have around us, all the people we care about, all the relationships we have, all right? But yet, what do we see? That little spot of icky blackiness in the corner. That one spot of negativity. And one of our members put very eloquently that it's human nature. It is actually goes all the way back to the caveman days, like Neanderthal days, like way before people were Homo sapien days. And what it is it's a survival mechanism, because all of the golden cords are of no threat to you. You know that they will not hurt you. But that little icky spot in the back might hurt you. And so your brain is hardwired to see the black spot. Now, the reality is that 99.9% of black spots will not hurt you. All right? Just saying. But yet, we're going to go with that 0.0% like it's a freaking Vegas odds that it's going to hurt us. And we're going to push past all the golden cords, all the cords of beauty and love that we have that surround us to that little icky negative spot. And we're going to go on TikTok and watch 1.3 million videos on the importance of cord cutting and all of this other negative side of cords. And we're going to focus on that like that's the majority. We're going to focus on that like that's what's happening, all over. And reality, back to that 99.9%, all right, of cords are golden cords. They are cords of beauty. And in today's world, we need to see these cords more than ever. And we need to make sure we're feeding these cords more than ever so that they feed us in return. And like I was speaking earlier, cords of family. Now, I also want to stop 1 second. I'm going to be very simplistic, but I'm going to take a drink first because y'all, I just ran a lot of words real quick. 2 types of cords. Very simplistic overview. I'm not trying to get into dissertainment. But what I have found in 40 years plus of experience in being a Southern folk witch, and I have a stack of Smarty Pants books, and I put all that together and went, and you know what I realized? 2 types of chords. There are very simple chords, and there are very complex chords. A simple chord, as in the example we used in our chit chat tonight, was like if I smile at the lady, the cash register at the grocery. Y'all are talking, y'all stop and you see her and you smile and you're like, it has been a tough day. You are doing a good job. I have created an emotional, energetic chord with this cashier. Anytime I have an interaction, I'm creating a simple chord. I'm creating a transfer of energy, all right? And then there are complex chords. Those are those relationship chords, in which, again, 99.9% of those chords are golden chords. And there's this one little icky percent of, you need to watch those 2.5 million cord cutting, and you need to get rid of that shit in your life. But that's the minor part. And we can't walk with our lives in fear. And we can't walk into a room and just focus on that little spot of ick. All right? We're not in the caves anymore. We went through classical Greek, where we learned Plato and Aristotle and Stoicism and all sorts of other really highfalutin thoughts. All right? We are capable of more than what we are hardwired to. And recognizing that it's place. There's going to always be a little bit of ick in all of our lives. And I know for some of us, there's a lot more ick, all right? I'm not trying, again, to anybody's personal battles to make it sound less than. But what I'm trying to do is to remind you to walk in balance and to see those golden cords. And to make sure that you're feeding them. And just by seeing them, you're feeding them. All right? Where people are like, well, what does it mean by feeding it? just seeing it, within your own family. And family, when I talk family, I'm not talking just like blood family, all right? Where oftentimes we think, I have to like my sister. Yeah, no, you don't. All right? But you do have family around you. You do have friends. You have folks that are there as your cheerleader. Stop and recognize that. Stop and say thank you to them. All right? This year, it really, we got to get through it. That's the best way I can say it. For the House of Witchcraft, for us, this year's theme is celebrate, connect, and create. And we first have to connect. And yeah, we get to celebrate because that's always my favorite part. But connect. And we do that through these beautiful golden cords that are around us. We have friends. All right, that are golden cords. And I said, and we have fur babies that are golden cords. All right, and we have the genie loci, the land, that is a golden cord. And we need to feed those relationships, and we need to focus on them. All right? And yeah, the little black spot in the corner, you probably need to pay attention to at some time, all right? But put it in perspective, and you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to deal with it on your terms, knowing that you got all this beauty, all this love, all this positiveness around you that you're not alone. What magic witches, what magic and witches, I'm like, what makes us so powerful is when we stand in unity, when we stand in solidarity, when we stand shoulder to shoulder. And we do that knowing that we have these golden cords around us, and some days it's hard and it's draining. One sec. It's like my second glass of wine for the night. And it's so important for us to be aware of these, like I was saying earlier. All right? Cords are either feeding you or draining you. And it's where we talk about grounding. What is grounding doing? Grounding is calling back all of my energy. Grounding is finding who I am. Grounding is reaffirming those golden cords. Grounding is reducing those icky ones. All right, that's what grounding is. And how important it is to take a good spiritual cleansing bath or shower. And again, this is calling back my energy. This is me being aware. The first part of this entire conversation, when I should have started at the very beginning, the first word I should have used was aware. Because it's about being aware of your space, your energies. Who's connected to your energies? What's connected to your energies? And also liminal spaces, sleeping, dreaming. If you are dreaming, and we all do, you are making energetic connections in liminal spaces. You can bring home things from your dreams. How do I make sure that I'm not keeping the ick on the bottom of my shoe, so to speak? I do that through grounding and spiritual baths. Every time I take a bath, a shower, it's a spiritual experience, honestly. I'm thinking, well, I do it all the time. I just work on the basis that you just need to. Every couple of days. It's a shitty world out there. So, yeah, I do it all the time. How do I do that? I make sure that I have a good spiritual soap. I'm have a couple of different witches and other interesting magical beings who are soap makers, and periodically I'll decide that I'm an arts and crafts witch and I'll make up some soaps for myself as well. But I have soaps that are, you know, the lavender infused, actually lavender and cucumber with a little citrus punch is one of my favorites, is what I'm thinking. I have others that I get from different folks in which I know those people, and they want to Bridging Worlds Botanica.com has the best Get the Funk Out soap. I don't know what Miss Crystal puts into it, but it's on it. And I've learned, so I return to these people. These are people who actually are creating the soap. And I have this little dish that has my extra soap stuff in there, you know. I also have 2 beautiful crystal glasses, in which are under the vanity in the bathroom, and I pull them out and I fill them with water and I sit them beside the door. I typically, if I'm taking a shower, I'm lighting incense. I have a potted plant in there, and I stick the stick of incense in my potted plant, to be honest with you. And I put the incense in there. I make it an experience. And sometimes I turn on music and get a vibe, get my space all ready. I mean, I'm just having a good old time getting it all together. And I go in and I take a really long shower, and I take a mindful shower, and I may say mantras to myself. If I've got good music playing, I may be singing along and dancing in the shower. But I am cleansing, I am clearing, I'm becoming aware of me. And I'm reaffirming what's important to me. I'm reaffirming those golden cords. And in today's world right now, it is so important that we stop focusing on the little ick. And like I said, I know we have to deal with it. I'm not saying, you know, like go down the river of denial. But what I am saying is that we need to focus on the golden cords and ways that we can reaffirm those bonds, because those are the bonds that carry us, that surround us like armor when we have to go deal with that little dark icky in the corner. All right. I think I have gone through all of my notes. Y'all, I haven't said my notes here. And I want to thank you. If you followed till the end, please hit the subscribe button. All right. The YouTube gods demand a sacrifice. And their sacrifice is subscribe, like, and comment. And if you don't do that, then the video goes down, 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 down to the bottom, to the hell of the searchless videos that no one ever sees. And so, please help me and give a sacrifice to the video gods and press subscribe. And with that said, witches, of course it never changes. Y'all know it's always the same. Get out there, fly those brooms. Have a bright, blessed day. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and a bobo. Oh, goodness gracious. We're at the end of the video, which is actually the beginning of press and record, where I take that moment and sort of sit here and figure out what I'm talking about and start talking it out loud and talking to y'all folks about something or nothing. And it's Thursday night. I just finished the House of Witchcraft 13 Moon virtual chat. And I was going to do a video about ethics. I'll do that next time. I ended up writing, y'all know what I'm going to say, notes. Actually, I have 2 pages of notes here that I wrote about our discussion because I found it really, really fascinating. And I thought, you know, it's about being in the moment. And I had a schedule. Like I said, I was supposed to be doing ethics. And I've got notes on it too. So y'all know it was for real, right? Where I was going to do this whole thing and I'm like all geared up. And then I'm in this good discussion with folks. And there were some things that said tonight, and y'all already heard them in the video, that really hit home with me and made me stop and sit back. I went looking for my book because I was going to write notes in the book. And then I ended up writing on the back of the notes for ethics and realizing that I was writing the video I just shot and talking about chords and the oftentimes how we see the negativity when there's so much good around us. And like I said, it stepped me back and I was like, you know, right now that's what I need to be talking about being in the moment. And it also made me realize, like, one sec. When we'll sit down as a group of us and we'll write a ritual out. And like here at the House of Witchcraft, we're going to start to talk about the Witches' Retreat. Because every year the House of Witchcraft members come together. Previous years we've come together in New Orleans, we've come together in Atlanta, Georgia, we've come together here in Charleston. This year, Charleston, next year, New Orleans. But we were talking about this year, our retreat, and we're going to have this grand mystery. We plan on doing a big, for real, a spiritual, theatrical experience. And putting it all together. And so we're talking about it now. If you are familiar with doing a mystery, think of a grand mystery is what happens when it's unleashed. All right. We have 5 acres. We're private. We can do all sorts of really fun things. So if we were to do the mystery part of a ritual, do like a reenactment in mythology, do like a journey. I put in for doing a journey where we, you know, because I was at this one place, I was, got to go to this ritual, and it was where they did like 7 stations to represent the descent of Inanna into the underworld. And I thought it was so cool. And I want to take that as inspiration. I don't want to recreate it. But how we're going to do the grand mystery, you know, and how important, when we were talking, I was like, we need to allow to keep it in the moment. We need to allow for those spaces where, what do you say, spirits in the head, where I can remember us sitting around a group of witches writing a ritual, and then we get down to circle and we forgot the notes, or we can't read the notes, or we decide somebody starts doing something and we all join in because that's fun, and we go completely off script, that we don't even care what the script is. And at the same time, I've always said that it's never wasted energy. The energy putting together that ritual was the start of our evening. And it doesn't matter if we did that ritual. What matters is that we spent the time connecting, our energies connecting, and our creative juices and our magic juices and all of it just starting to come together. And we took that energy, not so much the idea that we took that script and that we did it, you know, as it is written, so shall it be done. And that, you know, we need to be careful that we don't slip into dogma, that this is the way it's done, so this is the way we should do it. And instead we allow these moments of complete inspiration. And With that said, witches and other interesting beings that are so gracious to watch me to the end of my videos and then to watch a couple of minutes of my rambling warm-up where I'm thinking, you know, about what I heard and further thoughts, where I'm sitting there just letting it marinate in me. And how grateful I am to have community, how grateful I am for our Thursday night chit chats. And if you would like to be involved in our Thursday night chit chats, you join the 13 Moon community. Go to houseofwitchcraft.com. It's $14.99, $14.95. Okay, it's something like that. It's enough so that we can pay for all of those things that they charge us for. I just want to break even, which is, I didn't start the House of Witchcraft with the idea of, oh, I'm going to make money in a retirement. I started with the idea of, ooh, I'm going to dance with other witches around a full moon. And that spiritually, I wanted to connect with other witches. And that, you know, my own line of magic, my own lineage, set me up to do this. You know, it was, you know, in reality, you know, 60, 70 years, 3 generations in the making for me to do what I do. So I really honor the magic folk of past. That was a complete segue, completely off railroad tracks, I know. All right, I keep saying I'm going to end, but I really need to go shoot this video, which is... It is late. I need to go shoot this video because I got all the good words in my head. I just want to tell y'all how grateful I am. And most importantly, I want to tell you all, if you're special, believe in yourself, because I do. If you're having a moment of doubt, think about me a little bit. I don't know if that's like really narcissistic, but what I'm saying is there are people out there who believe in you. That's why I make these videos. You are the next generation of magic. I don't know how else to get to you but to make these videos. And for you to take some of the little grains of wisdom, knowledge, and creativity that I put out there and to take them and grow them in your own garden and to create the beauty of you. Right now, in this moment, you're perfect. And that the universe, Mother Nature, is imperfectly perfect. Your imperfections are your strengths. Your weaknesses are your magical abilities. Think about that. All right, witches? And of course, I'm going to tell you, get the hell out of here. Go do something interesting. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.